doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling, the legendary Thomas L. Harris is in the building. What is happening?
What's the deal?
I was telling you before we started this interview, man, I've been waiting to get you on here for I think 2 or 3 years now. It's been a minute. I've been messaging, I've been calling people. You know what I'm saying? And it's finally happening. You're finally here, man.
I mean, everything happens in due time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right time.
Precisely, man.
Yeah.
You've been directing films for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Successfully, the thing that people notice you the most for is McGraw.
Yeah.
You being a part of McGraw is humongous because it's one of the first, it's independent, right? I mean, from the roots of it.
For sure.
Independent to get to a point where mainstream people are talking about it. And it's a cultural movement in the TV networks and movie networks.
Yeah.
It's dominated the platforms it's been on, and it's almost like Detroit's like TV show in a sense, right? Like that's what they want to have represented as their TV show.
Yeah.
But before we get into McGraw, before we get into all the films, The Mule, Serial Cheater, and everything else you've done, can we talk about Day Zero? Where are you from?
Can we talk about what? What'd you say?
Where are you from?
Oh, I thought you said days you're old. I'm like, what kid? No. So I'm from, I always tell people I'm from downriver. So I'm from Ecorse, Michigan, like River Rouge, Southwest Detroit area. I actually went to school in Arizona. So it's crazy. My family's from Ecorse. I went to school in Arizona, then I moved back. So I always, tell people I'm from Ecorse. I actually started acting 2000 and, I'm about to tell my age. 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, damn.
No, but yeah, 2000. I'm messing with you. 2002. I started. That's when I graduated high school, and then I went and started at Wayne County, and then I did my first play there, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. Because I actually, out of high school, I really wanted to be an FBI agent, and that's crazy because everybody says you look like a cop. Well, I really wanted to be a cop, like an FBI agent, but I was like, I got a taste of acting, and I was like, nah, I'm straight. This is what I want to do. And I ended up going to Wayne State University, and I studied theater there for 5.5 years, 5, 6 years, something like that. Then I came out, and I started doing my own theater company with a couple guys that I went to school with. And then after that, I had linked up with Moolah Films, who it is now. His name's T. Me and him, we linked up. And it was like a lot of us, man. And we started doing music videos first. So I directed music videos first. And I directed a lot of music videos, like a lot. Like the first big music video I did was Good Ass Day. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I directed that. I directed Mob Life. I directed.
Were you working with like TNB?
Same time. I was with them, but I actually came right. I was there, but I wasn't directing just yet.
Okay.
I didn't come until after. I started directing after that. So I started directing when it became Moolah Films. That's when I really started doing the directing for the music. But I was there with BZ. We all actually, it's crazy because me, BZ, T, it's like a bunch of us have a movie that never came out. It's called Concrete. You can actually see the trailer on YouTube. It never came out. The Doughboys was in it when they had just first started popping, but it never came out. So yeah, and then I did that, and then transitioned over into film in like 2013, 14, and it's kind of been history since.
The TNB era, shooting the Mob, and I believe they did Grind to Shine, and really just capitalizing on putting the faces to the names, because it was hard for Team Eastside and Doughboys to get recognized for who they were. So you were helping shooting these music videos, but then you also became a director at one point to shoot them on your own.
Well, I wasn't really helping shoot the videos. I was, at that time, we were doing a movie together. So what happens is in the summer we would shoot the movie, but in the winter we wouldn't do anything. So we would be shooting music videos in the wintertime. So I was just always around, and one thing led to another, and I remember I just got into, he's like, man, come direct the video, because I knew how to direct, like from my acting experience and all that, and I would write the treatments.
Wow.
So I would write the actual videos. Like, we started doing stories. If you ever watched some of our Moolah Films early stuff, we did stories to the video. So it was like actual I would write the treatment for the whole entire video.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so it's like a lost art these days. Now it's just like sit in front of the car and trap, right?
Yeah, I mean, it changed. I come from an era of, when I grew up, it was, Hype Williams and Direct Little X and Benny Boom, and you're used to these big music videos that have stories to them and treatments, and so that's what we were used to. So that's what we wanted to bring to the Detroit scene.
Amazing. As you gravitated towards music videos and then it transcends into you actually getting into film, what was like that transition point between music videos and actually making movies? Was Concrete the first thing?
Yeah, Concrete is actually what brought us all together.
What year was that?
That was 2009. No, 2010. So it was like 2010. So it took us 3 summers in a row to do it. And it never came out.
We'll break the film down for us.
So the first year I played a gangster. So I was a gangster, and the guy that he was my partner, he was a gangster, and I actually wasn't a cop, and it was 2 other people was the cop. So I was like a gangster, and it my stomach drops to this day when I go back and watch that. I'll be like, oh God, that was terrible. I'm like, oh God. So but the first year we did it, you know, things didn't work out because back then you don't know business. You don't know business. You don't know the ins and out of how the industry works. You know, you don't know how to deal with certain people. People, you know, when you have a lot of people in one place, that early in the stages, it's hard to get them all on the same page. So that's what happened the first year, and then the second year, it kind of just we couldn't see eye to eye, and then the third year it was just like, you know,
which Doughboys members were in the movie?
All of them.
Everybody was in it?
Yeah, so you had
Clay and Kid,
Payroll. No, I think Clay was in it. Clay was in it. I believe Clay was in it. Yeah. But you had Doughboy Rock, you know, rest in peace. You had Rock was in it. You had Pay was in it. HBK was in it. Wow. If I'm not mistaken, Keith was in it too. And Dre was in it.
Wow.
Yeah, they were in it. Yeah.
Incredible, man. So from that point, it must have been a little bit demoralizing to realize you guys worked on it. Yeah. Nothing came of it. Yeah. How did you proceed from that point?
So what happened was I had my team, and Moolah Films and TMB kind of had their team, and we came together because we were like the actors and the writers. They were the videographers and the, you know, the behind the scenes. And when it didn't work out, it was three summers in a row. It kind of just crushed me. You know, I was kind of like, dang, you know, do I really want to do this? And like, I'm at rock bottom. Like, there's no hope. I'm looking and I don't see any hope to do anything. You know what I'm saying? At that time, nobody was doing independent films like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At that time, you know, that's first when DLSRs came out, and, you know, that's like that era. So, you know, I was just like sitting there like, you know, I just don't know what to do. And I started seeing people start to pass me up. Like, even people on my team, they started to go and do films in Hollywood, like be extras on set. And it just, I remember one time I was just sitting on my mom's couch, and I was just like dang there in tears. And I was like, I failed. Like, it's over when I failed. And she just looked at me and she was like, you didn't fail, you know, you're at the bottom. So there's only one way up. There's only one way to go, and that's up.
No.
You're at the bottom. So now you got to start and take it one step at a time. And from that day on, I got up and I never looked back.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. That motivation from your mom is what kind of propelled you to realize, like, my circumstances aren't as bad as I feel they are.
Yeah. I mean, she's always been like that with me. She's always instilled that in me. Like, she always was the type of person that'd be like, you know, whatever you do, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So she always told me and my brothers that, like, I don't care if 1,000 people tell you no, you tell yourself yes. Yeah. So she's always been that motivation. So when she, you know, told me that, and I got up and I said, you know what, you're right, I'm going to keep going. One thing happened. The next thing happened.
What was the first thing that happened?
Buffed up.
Well,
I got a phone call.
Yeah.
A phone call. And they said, we want to see if you want to be the lead in Buffed Up. You want to audition. Yeah. And I said, this is my chance. This is it right here. I'm about to kill it. And I went in there and I just killed that audition. And it was like, we was off to the races. Because a lot of people don't know, I didn't direct to 11. I wasn't into 11. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? My first leading role, my first breakout role was Buffed Up.
Why did they hit you up? Did you have momentum at the time at all?
No. No. They just knew that, you know, we had a great chemistry, me and T. T is who Moolah Films is, and Murder. We had an amazing chemistry amongst each other. And at that time, they knew, like, hey, we need to call Thomas. We know he can do this role. And they, you know, I talk to Murder to this day, but he's like, I knew it already. Like, I didn't even need to see you. I knew what you was going to do.
Amazing.
I knew you was going to come in there and do your thing.
So you got to witness Buffed Up from the day one.
Oh, yeah.
The production, the pre-production, everything going on.
Everything, rehearsals, everything. I've seen people come and go. I've seen all that. Oh, yeah.
Can you walk us through the timeline of the creation of Buffed Up? So,
a lot of people don't know that it was a collaboration on that film of writing. You know, Shorty, who plays Jock in McGraw Ave, it was actually his idea. You know what I'm saying? And Derek Scott and T and Murder and everybody else started to put their hand in there and started to write the script. And then, you know, when we got to the auditions, I just don't know I don't think we knew the magnitude of the film we had on our hand. We just knew it was good and funny, and we knew who we needed in the film. We needed Jay Will, we needed me, we needed Shamar Avery, and we needed Shorty and Murder, and everybody around us, even Sino and all these other people. We needed, like, everybody was handpicked. Yeah, on purpose. Like, that person's perfect for that part right there.
And it launched so many people, right?
Yeah.
It helped launch a lot of people.
It did.
Even Jackpot the Juice talks about like the impact it had, like how he was recognized on a different level. Since then.
Jackpot's our guy, man. Can't wait for him to be a Buffed Up too. We excited about it. But Jackpot definitely took advantage of that opportunity too.
You said some people didn't like follow through with it enough to get there. Who were some people that were supposed to be in Buffed Up that weren't in Buffed Up?
Oh man, you trying to get me in trouble?
Not
man.
trouble, just like they were gonna be in it. It's like 8 years ago.
I won't say that there's people that were supposed to be there that didn't, because most people came through, but some people just didn't make the cut necessarily. I think at the time it just was. At that time when we were first starting out, we were very precise on exactly what we wanted and how we wanted it. And sometimes everybody doesn't fit that situation.
Yes,
they might fit the next situation. But, for that situation, they might not fit. So, yeah, I ain't going to say no names, but, yeah. But there's people that we still work with. We work with, it's the one thing I tell people is because you get cut from this doesn't mean you don't work for something else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You might not work for McGraw Ave, but you work perfect for the Mule. Man. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, It's just that's just how it goes. It's not personal. It's nothing like that.
Did you anticipate the success that Buffed Up was going to have when you released it? Did you guys know like the screening was going to go the way it went? The results?
Hell no,
man.
No. Did you make it to the premiere of Buffed Up?
I watched the movie. I didn't know about it when it dropped. Oh my God,
the premiere was crazy. Yeah. It's funny because my all my family came, and I had cousins and my mom and all that. And I remember just laughing because when you looked we were at the Star Theater in Southfield, in the biggest theater, which was like a 700-seater or something. It was huge. And I remember looking up in the air and it was just clouds of weed. It's just clouds of weed in the air. And it was like, damn, I'm high as hell. It was just weed everywhere. But everybody had a blast. Everybody had so much fun. There was no drama, at least I don't know of. But it was just an amazing time to be alive.
How did the movie gain the success? Do you think marketing had something to do with it, or do you think the word of mouth was more of the impact?
Well, back then we people don't realize that the marketing definitely had a part in it, but back then your marketing outlets wasn't as accessible as they are now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't pay for ads on Facebook and Instagram back then like you can now. We had to hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? We hand to hand everything back then. So you call me, you in Westland, I'm coming to drop that DVD off to you. But I think the biggest thing was word of mouth.
Yes.
Word of mouth, was our biggest asset when it came to that. Because we marketed for sure, but word of mouth was.
Everybody knows
biggest.
that word of mouth is the number one seller.
Yeah.
Like even when even Hollywood films, even when Avatar dropped, I remember Avatar. I'd never seen one trailer for it, and I just remember everybody in school talking about it. Like, okay, now I gotta go watch the movie.
Yeah.
So that's how Buffed Up probably was.
I knew Buffed Up was huge when people in Milwaukee was talking about it, New York, St. Louis, Atlanta, and these people didn't know what Buffs was. And they're talking about, but I even seen somebody in another state was like, I bought Buffs because of Buffed Up. I was like, damn,
son,
like that's crazy,
amazing. So that propels you guys a lot. That makes your awareness probably the trajectory probably skyrockets.
Yeah, it did.
You probably had like that Ray Liotta effect, where like you're hiding for a minute, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like all of a sudden, you're the biggest thing in the world. But we're like, what does it do to you? How does it change your mindset about how serious to take yourself, and how did you proceed from that point?
Well, once I saw, Buffed Up kind of, pushed me a lot, big. And then 5-0, I came right back and did 5-0, and that pushed me to another level. And I think a lot of people don't understand is that, once you begin to build a brand, you have to protect your brand. You know what I'm saying? You have a responsibility now, too, to your team. Your responsibility is, if you are a brand, you can't mess your brand up. You have to protect your brand. Yes. You have a responsibility now, not only to yourself, but to your team. Not only to your team, but to your family, because this is how you eat. This is how you know what I'm saying? This is what's going to end up feeding everybody.
Absolutely.
So I think the one thing me and Murder really do is we listen. And we try to, we do everything to, protect the brand. You know, and his brand, you know, obviously is much bigger than mine's, and me and him, you know, it's nothing for me and him to correct each other.
It's incredible to have such a strong belief in what you're doing, to know that what you do now matters for the future, and so you cannot cut corners or do anything to damage what the future prospect could be. Because these days it seems like everybody does gimmicky things just for that moment, but they don't realize the long haul of it. Yeah. It's always going to reflect that moment that you did that shit.
And I always, he hates when I do this, but I have to credit T for that. You know, Moolah Films. He really drove that home for me in Murder for Sure, and everybody else. And you know, Fast Life Tell, you know, God rest his soul. He drove that home for all of us. Sino, for, you know, we got a brand to protect. You know, we have to make sure that the brand doesn't get tarnished by doing the wrong roles, or your personal life affects your brand. You've seen it a million times. How many times somebody's personal life has affected their brand? They do something crazy, or they get caught this, or they go. You know, a collage of things can happen. So, you know, we just know the responsibility you have.
Essentially, you're creating a mini Hollywood, because Hollywood does the same thing. Yeah. They weed out what doesn't work. Yep. Always keep themselves afloat.
For sure.
And you're kind of blueprinting off of that, which is a very brilliant concept. Because why not copy the best, especially in the independent market?
For sure.
Just maximize that potential. Sure. So moving forward from Buffed Up, you're seeing success, and now you're getting roles. Now you're in the production side of the things as well. It's not just like you're only acting, right? Yeah. What is the trajectory for you? How are things evolving at that point?
Well, so after 5-0, it's crazy because Plug Love came out. And people don't know that Plug Love was our worst selling movie, premiere-wise. But it ended up being our biggest movie we ever made. It is a cult classic. I'm talking about when we go to Florida, Atlanta, oh my God, Murder can't walk nowhere. He can't walk down the street, because Plug Love is everybody's favorite, especially women. That is their favorite movie. Plug Love did something for us that no other movie has done, probably till this day.
Yeah, so in the premiere, it doesn't do as well, but in the back end and the streaming services and everything.
Well, streaming wasn't out then. That's what's crazy.
How are people feeling
Word of mouth.
Oh, wow.
So Plug Love got released in 2017. This is right around the time streaming just started to... This is when Netflix was doing... Remember when Netflix was doing like independent film? They didn't have no big hit shows yet. Do you remember that era when they had like low budget films on there, independent films? It was like... I
remember DVDs to like straight to like somehow...
And then they had where they started streaming, and when they started streaming, they were like, independent films was a lot of independent films on Netflix. This is before Netflix was really big, before they had their first hit show. Okay. And I remember, because that's when streamers first started opening up to the independent people. But I think it just caught fire like word of mouth.
You guys got on Netflix initially with
No. Okay. It was just that was the era, because I was explaining there was no streaming platforms then. Yeah, so you still had to go hand to hand.
So you're going hand in hand, but there's like Amazon Prime or anything like that?
No, you're still going hand in hand. Wow. You're still going hand in hand. Wow. You might. I don't believe Amazon was there yet, but I'll find out. But I remember, because the reason I don't think it was is because when streaming really came out and we stopped going hand in hand was Birthday Behavior. Because I remember we still got 2 boxes of DVDs in the basement. That's when streaming really came out. We over, you know what I'm saying, bought DVDs. But 2017, it was hand in hand. Crazy. But it spread like a wildfire, because, again, we still had a little buzz going from 211, Buffed Up, you know, projected us. 5-0 did really well, and we're shipping in the mail. We're shipping DVDs to California, New York. God. So word of mouth. So once Plug Love hit, and you know, ladies, they gonna talk. Yeah. They go, girl, you see the new Plug Love? Oh my God! And it just. Wow. Bootleggers, man. I gotta say this. Bootleggers helped us a lot. I ain't gonna lie. They hurt us, but they helped us. I always say it's a double-edged sword, because bootleggers give you so much awareness. Yeah. They help your brand so much, but they also cut your pockets. Yeah. So it's like that double-edged sword.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It works both ways. But like, you probably would just be amazed by the fact that you're selling so much, like at that level where, you know, the premiere does terrible. I'm losing confidence at this point, but all of a sudden everybody knows about it. And everybody wants it. It's just like, how does that even happen?
Yeah, I remember they flew us out to California to premiere in California at a theater.
How'd that do?
I didn't go. I had to work.
Oh my God!
But they told me about it. It was great. I had to work. Back then, I had a job.
What was after that? What happened after Plug
Love?
So
after Plug Love, that's when we finally said, okay, we want to take a risk and make a film for the ladies, because Plug Love gave us that that push, like, oh, you know what? Oh yeah, we could do it. So that's when we came out with Birthday Behavior. And birthday behavior that was fun. All right, that was fun to make. 4 ladies. Whew. But they're my girls. I love them. I love them to death. They're amazing. You know, they're talented. They're super talented actresses, like super crazy talented.
Yes.
And it was definitely an experience, but a good one though.
Yeah.
And when it dropped, it did phenomenal. It did phenomenal.
So you guys were smart to know how to market it, but also like put it together so it's genuine and authentic, right? We
actually had themes for our photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? Birthday Behavior is one of our first like big photo shoots that had a theme behind it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at the poster, that's all a theme. Like they built that box and all that. They built it all. And then we did you ever seen our promo? It's like we got a game show promo on there for Birthday Behavior. You know, so we really went hard on the promo for Birthday Behavior for sure.
And you guys being so incorporated with understanding how to promote stuff because of the music video era, it made it easier to market the films because you're already hip. Because you're noticing a lot of people will shoot independent films, but then they don't know how to curate the content for social media or anything like that nature, right?
Well, you know, when we first, when 211 came out, that's when, you know, music videos were still doing music videos. And they would put 211's trailer in front of every single a music video they did. So that was like promo. You had to watch the music video. You had to watch the trailer. And that's how we got such a good turnout for for 211.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just smart marketing. I got to get at the T. T's a genius when it comes to the marketing.
Where did you progress from that point with Birthday Behavior? Like, where did you guys go from that point?
Well, Birthday Behavior is crazy because I didn't even tell you this. Birthday Behavior was actually my directorial debut. So that's when I first directed the first movie.
What was it like directing your first film?
It was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure because I remember T coming to me saying, hey, man, you know, why don't you try your hand at directing? Because I would always help actors, you know, hey, why don't you try it like this? Or, you know what, if you just step back and say it like this and look at it, it might sound... And finally, he was like, hey, why don't you try your hand at directing? And, you know, Birthday Behavior was my first experience. So it wasn't hard because you had so much talent wise as far as acting and all that. It wasn't hard. It was just, I think, understanding the psychological part of directing, which is you're dealing with so many different personalities and everybody's different. Yeah. And you have to communicate differently to them all. I can't communicate to you the same way I communicate to him. I gotta figure out how to get through to you so I can get what I want. And the same thing for him. You know, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? So it taught me that because I didn't know that then. So I bumped heads a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Learning personalities, learning the sensitivity of different talent, you know what I'm saying, and addressing that.
Who can do what, who can't do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I always looked at directing because I used to direct just like independents and documentaries, and I always learned it was all about problem solving for me.
Yes.
Like, I was always like, how do we fix this and fix this?
Yes.
I never really got to experience guiding somebody through the acting experience, but the way you're expressing it makes a lot of sense. You have to be a people person.
Oh, for sure.
You have to have empathy. You have to have compassion.
For sure.
But that's where the professionals are probably your favorite people to work with because they already know, like, I'm ready to listen to you and you're ready to listen to me, right?
Yeah.
What was the difficulties of dealing with actors that weren't on the professional scale yet, dealing with people who were just coming up? What did you have to help them understand?
Well, the thing is that a lot of our early films, nobody was traditionally trained actors. You know what I'm saying? They were just getting, like, they wanted to try their hand in acting. So everybody needed, like, help.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because they didn't know anything about acting. They didn't know anything of it. So back then it was definitely a challenge, but I love to see taking somebody who sounded like terrible to when you hear them in a movie like they did good.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed spilling everything that I know, my knowledge and everything, onto someone else so they could help them. I enjoy doing that to this day.
Incredible. So now that you have your directing debut in, obviously more doors are opening up for you.
Yeah.
Obviously there's more profit involved, more decision making. How did you progress from there? What was your mindset?
So I actually stopped working in like 2021, something like that, 21, 22, I can't remember, and just took this on full time. I just took the leap of faith and did it full time, and you know, it's paying off. The mindset was just, it's go time. Yeah. Time is now. When COVID hit and we were all in them houses and, you know, I was just in there, I was like, you know what, it's go time. Like, it's time to stop half-assing.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say I was half-assing, but I had a job, a backup plan. Yeah. I always had a job, and it was like, no, you gotta go.
You gotta jump.
You gotta go.
You gotta jump full with both feet and just.
You gotta jump in.
So, what was your first landing point for when you jumped full feet?
Probably McGraw Ave season 2. Season 2 was the first test right there.
What did you see from season 1 that interested you?
I just believed in it. I've always believed in us since day one. I can't say if it was one thing, I just believed in us. And I seen the growth. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at us when we started with 211. Concrete to McGraw. I'm looking at it like I believed back then that we were gonna be the independent filmmakers in the city, and we were gonna change the world. I believe that.
Oh yeah,
I believe that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember I went on a date with this girl. She invited me to her house or whatever.
Oh shit!
It's a crazy story, man. So I pull up to her crib. And she's like, I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like, I want to watch McGraw. And I was like, I didn't know, like, I heard about it, but I didn't actually get into watching it. We're watching the first episode. I was like, this is kind of dope. It feels like very professional. Yeah. Then she started eating chicken wings. I don't know what she was doing on the side, man. And then her pops came home. Oh, but I was mad because I was like, man, I'm getting into the show, but I got to dip. But I remember just thinking how crazy it was that she wanted to watch something independent, because normally people always want to watch like mainstream,
right,
like that biggest Hollywood casted actors and everything. But she was so infatuated with the fact that she knew it was Detroit, the fact that she knew the stars locally and everything like that.
We get a lot of. I don't want to bring this subject up. I think you've dealt with this enough.
What up, though?
We deal with a lot of hate towards us as actors in independent films. We don't get, you got to deal with a lot of, you're not trained, you're not a real actor, you're not serious, you just, I could go on for days. And we've been proving this since day one, because we've dealt with it. A lot of people don't even know that I'm traditionally trained. I don't say it, I don't have to, but a lot of people be like, oh, y'all not real actors, and then they find out like, oh, you were, I went to school for it, for sure.
Yeah, you're trained.
That's right, I did it for
and your experience.
I know the knowledge book of the book side of it, and I know the actual experience.
So look at Robert Rodriguez with El Mariachi. The guy had literally zero experience.
Ain't that crazy?
He just went to Mexico and picked some people and was like, I'm gonna use what I have to make a movie.
And then that turned in from El Mariachi, then it turned into, if I'm not mistaken, Desperado.
And then he got to launch the Spy Kids, which is like one of the biggest franchises in kids' history.
Come on.
So it's like, why would you knock on the fact that this is the opening doors for somebody's future career? And not only that, it's a great product still.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about McGraw is it's not only is a local and independent, but it's also a great product. It's clean, it's professional, it has great stories, it has great characters and casting. The audience is engaged with it. There's Reddit forums about you guys, which is crazy.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on that, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with, people that come in and work with me, I'm going to push you to the limit.
Yes.
If we got to rehearse it 40 times, we're going to rehearse it 40 times.
Are you, how many episodes would you say you did, like or under 10 or over 10 directing debuts for McGraw?
What do you mean?
How many episodes have you directed in total?
Oh, well, in total, I can't tell y'all this season because it's a secret to what we about to do, but more than 12.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you're above the 10 range, which is crazy.
For sure, more than 12. Yeah.
Could you pull that microphone into yourself just a little bit?
Oh, yeah, more than 12.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And it just shows, because people are talking more about the newer seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So credit to you to how you're putting it all together.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Was it difficult knowing, okay, I wasn't part of season 1 in totality with the directing aspect?
Yeah.
Now I'm taking over, and what was expected of you from the production team, and also what nerves did you have or feelings did you have going into it?
Going into season 2, knowing the impact that McGraw season 1 had on the culture and on just everything, it was a lot of pressure, but I was ready for it. I prepared myself for it. I believed in my team. I believed in us, as a whole, we are the best thing smoking. And so when we touched down the first day, it was all, feet to the floor and let's go. So just having that confidence and believing in everything we're doing in the team, and it was just but it was a lot of pressure. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, because it was, but I think that when you have a team that all have the same vision and y'all all working on one accord, I mean, it's hard to lose. I mean, it just is when y'all all moving as one.
Everybody had faith in you when you came aboard?
Yeah, they knew, because I think that the reason everybody had faith in me is because they knew how serious I took, my craft. I think they knew how serious I took everything that comes to filmmaking. Nice. They knew me moving into that position of a director. They knew what it was, because they see me as an actor, so me moving into that position. But I will say this, it wasn't easy gaining certain people's trust, like actors' trust. You know what I'm saying? Because you go from working alongside of them as a peer, and now you're directing them, and it wasn't the easiest transition to get their trust. But
sure. Egos are difficult.
Yeah, but when I got it, when I got it, and they seen what I was doing, and then they seen it on the screen, it was like, oh yeah, coach, I'm yeah.
Once you take over from something that's already been established and built, and you create your own pathway to it, it's almost like now it's your product in its own way. And because it's so great, people don't even think about what it used to be or what it was in season one.
Yeah, I think that, once they buy into the system, you know what I'm saying, the vision, that you don't have those type of problems.
Yes.
Once they buy in.
Metro Detroit is about to have one of Michigan's biggest fight nights of the year. Mitten Muay Thai is coming back for their 7th fight, man, and I'm super excited because every fight so far has been exhilarating. When you're talking about carnage, when you're talking about decimation, when you're talking about a thrilling night out that you can bring your family and friends to, we're talking about Mitten Muay Thai itself. I love learning about the fighters before the fight. I love watching them fight. I love seeing the outcome of the fight. You go there, you get a drink, you sit with your friends, and you're just watching an incredible fight locally. October 11th, man, everybody pull up. Use promo code KIDL for a 20% discount. What's the new season like? What are we what's been different as far as applying yourself to it?
Well, the new season is a little more, believe it or not, we went back to a more like rugged, raw feel of it. Me and T talked about it a lot, and we wanted to go back to that first season feel. Second season was a very clean, professional, look. This one we wanted to go back to the raw, rugged, in the trap spots, you know what I'm saying, boards on the, just we wanted to go back to that. And I think this season, that's one thing. And the conflicts are just through the roof. They are through the roof. They are there. Oh my God. And Alex,
I will say the McGraw show is very tension building.
Yeah.
And then you guys leave us on the motherfucking hook.
Yeah.
Like, son, like, why can't you just tell me what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Alex on a mission. Tell you that right now. He's on a mission. He's out for blood.
I love it though. I love it. Keeping people on their edge of their seats.
Yeah, for sure.
Never knowing what's gonna happen. Talk about, you guys got so many incredible actors and actresses involved in the project.
Yep.
Talk about how you casted the show, how you casted season 2 and season 3, and how you determined who was going to be a part of the project.
Well, when we shot because I have to say season 1, season 1 was, we were still trying to transition and understanding how to cast actors. So we were struggling with, getting actors actors that we wanted, it was a scheduling thing or whatever it was. So we were still using certain people. Like we were using people that, for example, Leo. Leo was a friend of a guy named Clock to help us gaff. And he was like, man, my boy, he here because somebody didn't show up for the role.
Yeah.
And he came in and he played, his name is Jimmy, but he played Leo in season 1 and season 2. And then Chubbs, which is Murder's main villain right now, somebody didn't show up. He was right there. And he was like, hey, you want to, and he said a couple lines. I'm like, oh yeah, bet. And he went from a couple lines to he's the main villain in season 2 and, season 3. He's the main villain.
What do you think the message of the day is for that?
Show up, be prepared, and when the door opens, you can walk through it and because it happens like that.
Yeah.
So when you show up, be prepared. If you're prepared, the opportunity will present itself.
Man, you're telling me right now you could be a PA, and then season 3 you could be like the head star of the show.
On Moolah Film Set, you can be a gaffer.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't show up, and we need a person to do it, and I look and I say, dang, nephew, you look like a, hey, put a mask on him now and put a hoodie on him and sit him right here. And then next thing you know, you look like a goon and then you shoot a gun and be like, oh yeah, he's the goon now. And now he's in there season 3, 4, 5, and now he's in there.
Amazing. You guys have obviously, like you said, the development of a Hollywood craft that started with Murder Pain, and it's you got to watch from independence to now being recognized across the country, maybe across some parts of the world as well. What's been like?
Definitely the world.
My fault, man.
Because no. I'm not saying that to say that. I'm saying that to say we were in Venice, California. We were in California, Venice Beach, and some guys who didn't speak English. They were from Paris, France. They just knew McGraw, and the only thing they could say is murder and McGraw.
Oh my god,
that's it. And they took pictures with him, and they looked at me and said, "Oh, the cop."
Amazing.
And I'm like, "Yeah, they like the cop." And I'm like, "Damn, France?" Because we asked them where they from. They said Paris, France. I said, "Whoa,
incredible, man! They got that syndication probably. Man.
Yeah,
crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
They have dubbing and translating in Japanese.
Man, I was like, "Dang, the world."
Amazing. So
across
the world. So he watching that happen and watching him from amateur, independent, young to now can't walk anywhere without being recognized and taking photos and all that. And also just directing him in general. What's the experience like in entirety with Murder Pain?
Well, me and Murder are like brothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like any other normal relationship. We have our arguments, we have our disagreements, but one thing he does is he trusts me. He trusts, and I have trust in him as well. So there's certain things where he'll tell me I got it, and I trust that he got it. You know what I'm saying? But seeing him grow from the very beginning, 2010 Concrete Days, to now, he's a whole different person. And his acting has gotten 10 times better. But I told him when I met him, I said, man, you know, we were doing a scene, and I said, dang, man, you got something special. Like you're a natural at this.
Yeah.
You know, me coming from the acting world, it's just I could pick up on certain things, and I'm like, you got it naturally. Like you sound natural. And I kind of just knew from day one that he was going to be a great actor. I didn't know that he was going to be such a phenomenon.
Yes.
But it's like I'm always proud of him. You know, I always love seeing him get his recognition because he deserves it, and his growth is crazy. But me and him working on set together, you probably I don't know. We're goofballs, man. A lot of people don't know. We are very goofy on set. Like we are very, very, very goofy. Like we will roast your ass. Excuse my language, for a long time. But one thing about us is when it's time to get going, when it's time to roll and work, we get serious. We turn the switch off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's like working with your brother. You know, it's just like working with your brother. You know, you have your good days. You know, more days obviously are way more than good than bad. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think me and him really have like bad days, just disagreements sometimes on how we see things.
Oh yeah, if you can't get through those disagreements, you're never gonna work, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I hate when I see like people on a team fight with each other and then it's like it ends everything. It's like, yo, you guys couldn't get past the fight? You couldn't get past the disagreement, bro? Like,
and it's crazy because we'll disagree with each other, and we'll, you know, if you ever come on set, you'll be like, oh my God, they're gonna fight. We're not gonna fight. It's just a disagreement. And when we find out who was right or wrong, we both do the same thing. But yeah, you was right, dog. You was right. You got that one.
Yeah.
You know, we just and we laugh about it and we just walk. You know, keep it moving.
Once you see that print, you're like, all right.
Yep, you was right.
I feel what you're saying though, man, because it happens in everything, in music and movies and everything.
Sure.
It's like sometimes you got to trust each other, like you said, and that
it's
product will tell you.
And it's your passion, you know.
Yeah.
He feels adamant about one way. I feel adamant about the. And T is the same way. We're all the same. We all are passionate about the project. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it just spills off into everybody else. You know. You know.
Sino's a part of your productions. Man. Talk about working with Sino.
Since day one.
Yeah, he's a hard
man.
worker.
4-1 growth as an actor. Man, he has grown like crazy. He has grown into a phenomenal actor, but he put a lot of work in.
He has his own spinoff, right? Like his
H Block,
right?
Yeah, we just finished season 2 the other day.
Incredible.
Yeah, I lost track because I've been on it so long. But Friday, yes, we just finished it Friday. And working with somebody like Sino, it makes it so much easier for you because he's so like cool. But he absorbs like a sponge, you know, and it's always easy to work with him because he's always listening. He always wants to be, you know, better. You know, he always, you know, is looking to be the best. And sometimes I get on his nerves. He'll be like, Coach, I got it, bro. I got it.
Yeah.
You know, that's my boy, though.
Yeah, man. Because he's like one of those. He's one of those giant guys, but he's also like a teddy bear at the same time.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
4-1 man,
saying?
he's
Cool
silly
dude.
too. He's goofy too. We all 4-1's a great guy, but he's a good guy to have in your corner, especially on your team as an actor for sure.
We had Sierra Angeli on here too. You worked with her.
Serial cheater.
Yeah,
She was the lead in Serial Cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal actress.
Yeah, she talked about working with you. Can you talk about watching her blossom as an actress as well?
Well, Sierra comes from she comes from a background of experience in acting, like training and all that. So working with her was a little different because I had to figure out, her out like what she could, because she comes to the table with so much.
Yes.
It's like, dang, I get to pick from all this. Like, all right, which one do I want to pick from? Because so much that she gives you, and if and as a director, you want more.
Yeah.
You always want more, so you can. If I get less, I gotta pull you up, and that's harder. So she comes with so much, and working with her, man, she was just so easy to work with.
Amazing. It's
such a talent. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Like she takes stuff, you tell her to do it, and she right there makes the fix right there.
Yes.
She's such a great actress. It was phenomenal. I can't wait to work with her again. See, what was up? Well,
yeah, that's what I figured. I figure like you guys have your own universe, similar to like a Tyler. Not to compare you guys to Tyler Perry at all, because he makes different types of productions.
Yeah,
but to say like he keeps everybody that's in his productions in his productions.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen that a lot with you guys too. Like you guys try to keep it like who
in-house.
we work with, in house. Like who we work with is who we work with. You know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in this industry, you learn that when you have people that are very dependable, reliable, and they buy into the vision, you keep them around.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we're starting to get out and start, these last couple of years, we have been working with a lot of new people.
Yes.
Yeah, these last 2 years, we've been working with a lot of new people. A lot of new people. Buffed Up is about to be a lot of new people.
Yeah. I'm already hip, man. I'm
Yeah.
already hip to what's about to. I'm sure Jack Funny's gonna be in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
We gotta put Jack Funny because he's like the new.
He is.
The new
He is.
Yeah.
And he's, Jack Funny is funny. People don't know Jack Funny actually comes from the same neighborhood as Murder. They grew up in the same neighborhood. But Jack's a lot younger than us. But Jack is a cool guy. When we be filming, he'll drive by. Stop. We'll kick it. Jack is
I shoot
cool.
skits with him sometimes, and the whole world will stop to say hi to him. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad to see you guys are getting love in the streets like this.
We're a big supporter of Jack. Big supporter.
With McGraw, man, can you talk about what do you think the audience is anticipating as it continues, and what do you think you're going to be able to deliver on? I know you guys are going back to the roots of season 1 to make it more raw and gritty.
Yeah.
Do you expect that the audience is going to favor that, or do you think it's still a test right now to see what the audience likes?
I think they're going to favor. I think that's what they wanted. I think
did you read comments or something? Did you read,
with us, we listen to our audience. We like to listen to a lot of feedback. Because I think it helps you. I think the audience is who you're making this for. So allow them to help you deliver things that they want to see.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I think this season you in for a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna believe how everything unfolds.
Yes.
It's gonna trip you out.
I think, that's the biggest thing is anticipation. Audiences hate anticipation.
Yeah, it's gonna
They
trip
keep
you
saying, when's the next episode, or when's this, or when's that, and so you gotta deliver and deliver.
Yeah. But it's gonna be. I think they're gonna be happy.
For sure. Is there any other projects that you're working on right now that you want to?
Well, we got Buffed Up 2. We start filming that on Wednesday.
Oh my
So
God.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this don't come out until whenever. But Wednesday. Buffed Up 2 starts. Christmas movie 2 will drop November 2nd. Christmas movie 3 we start filming in November. I believe it's late November, somewhere in there, maybe early November.
You guys are doing a part 3 to that?
Yep, we're doing a part 3 to that. H-Block season 2 will premiere either around the holidays or top of the year.
Man, you guys don't stop.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Stop.
We don't. No, we don't. And we got a couple other projects that are gonna drop. Ivy, Love Is Law.
What's Ivy?
So Ivy is DeCarlo Strong's leading role. And the key, I don't know your last name, but the key we call it. And Robin. So Robin Rose, the key, and Carla play this like love triangle. It's like a thriller, and they killed it. They were phenomenal.
Amazing.
I played an old man, believe it or not.
You played an old man?
An old man.
Why would they miscast you like that? That's crazy.
I had to ask the same thing, kid. Like, what made y'all think that I could play a damn old man?
That's insane.
But they loved it. But I'm like, old man? Do I look that old to you?
Nah, man.
And I was like, damn.
I think max age for you is they put you as college professor.
You know what I'm saying? See,
like,
I could do that. College professor, nice little guy, and you feel me? damn old man.
I was in a few Tubi movies and one movie, Strange Fruit, obviously.
Yeah, I remember
Seals,
that.
Seals production shot. I was with Tattoo Man Paige, Crystal the Doll.
Yep, shout out both of them.
Jack Pop was in it too, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
I was working with Dylan Sides, very interesting.
Yep, shout out Dylan. He's been in the independent community for a long time too.
Yeah, he shot this mask film. I was in there, generated like 4 million views over the part 1 and 2, which is incredible. Lance Kawaz, man, these guys are just out here.
Yeah, they are.
Boom. So
I mean, the community is crazy, man. You got so many people. I don't want to leave nobody out. There's so many people.
I was gonna say there was another movie that I was in where like they made me a gas station owner that sold buffs.
What?
And at the same time, I had a shawarma shop on the side. I was like, yo, you can't be doing this to me, bro. Like, don't do every stereotype of a Middle Eastern man in history all in one shot.
Yeah.
So I was doing all of it at once, and I was like, man, can you guys stop casting me in this? I'm more diverse.
Yeah.
You can put me as like, if you guys put me in the buffed up movie, you know what I'm saying? Put me up as like a sneaker salesman. At least
for sure. We got to do that. We got to make that happen.
At least put me.
I had a question for you though.
Yeah, what happened?
How do you feel about independent actors? Do you consider them real actors?
Do I consider independent actors real actors? I would consider it like, of course you're an actor, but I would also say that it takes a certain criteria and it takes a certain benchmark to call yourself a professional actor.
Okay.
Just like with anything in the world. To me, like even basketball players, like
sure,
if you play basketball and you're really high elite, but you're not getting paid and you're also not in any leagues or anything of that nature, it's harder to say you're a professional. It's easier to say you're a professional once you've actually checked off a certain amount of requirements that I think most people would anticipate.
Gotcha.
So you got to be fair with it.
Yeah.
I would consider a lot of what you guys do professional, though. I would consider a lot of the actors on there professional. I would consider the production professional,
for sure,
the directing, the producing, it's all professional. Everything on the back end is 100% professional. The only thing that creates the discrepancy is having people that have zero acting portfolio and now they're acting it. You cannot call them a professional actor because there are check marks that need to be marked off for people to call. What do you think about that?
I always say, man, listen, man, me coming from a background of theater and studying it, and we were always taught the second you step on stage or in rehearsal, you're an actor. We act in our lives every day. We're
professional is
actors.
the difference. That's where I say it. I would say
professional.
Because you could say a professional basketball player.
I always say, because there's levels to it.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on that. There are levels to everything. There's levels, but I believe that my thing is if you take it serious and you love it and it's your passion and you put your heart and your all into it, you're an actor.
I want to earn it. That's my whole thing. With everything, even with podcasting.
For sure.
When I first started podcasting, I remember like nobody would recognize me as anything.
Yeah.
But now they consider me like a media personality.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
for sure.
I earned that.
For sure.
Media
You earned that.
personality.
Yeah, for sure.
I earned
a
professional stamp on whatever I'm doing. So I want to earn it. Because I feel like if you talk to Denzel Washington, I feel like if Denzel busted open this door right now and we were like, yo, Nick over here, he just is acting right now. Like we're about to film and make a movie. He'd be, man, shut the fuck up, man. What has he done? What has he done?
Sure.
So it's like there's qualifications for sure. I think like the Spanky Hayes conversation is a little. I think Spanky Hayes was a far reach. I think Spanky did. You know why Spanky Hayes said what he said about to-be actors not being real actors? He said it because he started experiencing one-on-ones with some of these cats, and some of them do act larger than life. And all he was basically saying is like, humble yourself, man.
Yeah.
You haven't went through the real grind to call yourself what you're calling yourself. I've went through the real grind. You got to go through it too before you claim those things. I think that's what Spanky was trying to say.
I think that it's tough when you start to speak because, like you said, that may be in intentions, but obviously the delivery wasn't.
The delivery was bad. Yeah.
Well, the delivery wasn't the taken that way. But I always say this, man. At the end of the day, people they can have their opinion. Everybody has their opinion. It's an opinion. Me and you having this conversation about that's an opinion. There's no paperwork nowhere that says you are a professional actor. That's you have your criteria. That's your criteria. I have my criteria. That's my criteria. But there's no paperwork that says when you do this, you now are a professional actor. You know what I'm saying? So it's all opinion. It's an opinion, I think everybody is entitled to their opinion. But I also just believe, because I've been in this industry for so long, I've seen it when it was nothing, when there was no recognition, when I was doing it for free. You know what I'm saying? I was here when there was no fame or nothing. So, and I seen there were people here with me, and there were people there. So I've seen it, and I've seen the grind that people put into it. I've seen a lot of people like work 16 hours and then go to work.
Yeah.
They work on set for 16 hours, giving it their all, busting their butt, and then they go to work. To me, yeah, you're a real actor because your heart's there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you're getting better. Each time I see you, you're getting better. You're putting your heart, you're putting your all there. I think the problem is that, you know, independent filmmaking hasn't made, they're not at a point now like a Hollywood where, you know, but where you can, we have these things, let me say this, we have these things about Hollywood where if you go do a film right now, you're going to be rich. That's not true.
Right.
It's not true. You know how many people in Hollywood right now that have done films that you know they're recognition, like you can see them and say, oh, you did that, and they don't have a lot of money at all?
Absolutely.
It's a lot. But it's this preconceived notion that we have that if you go to Hollywood and you're in a movie, now you're this, but it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I think independent filmmaking is just still on the rise. It's still making its mark. So I look at people, when you dedicate your heart, when you sacrifice family time, when you sacrifice your job, when you sacrifice all these things to consistently be in films because you love it and your heart's there, you're an actor to me.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
When you're fully
You're
dedicated.
a professional actor.
When you're fully dedicated,
Yeah.
naturally you earn the title. And that's
Yeah.
the whole thing for me. I think you earn it when
Yeah.
somebody calls you it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
sure.
how I feel like.
Sure.
When you feel like there's reputable people that are involved in the industry calling you it, then I feel like I've earned that title.
Yeah.
But I don't want to walk around and say like I'm a filmmaker when I've only been involved in one movie.
Yeah.
Like I want to earn that shit. I hate when podcasters will come on and be like,
Yeah.
I'm the #1 podcast
Right,
in
right,
Detroit.
right.
And I'm always like, but you don't have any,
Yeah.
there's nothing there to say that. But
And it's a lot of, you know.
I'd rather me call you that like
Yeah.
you're the #1 right now.
You know,
There
we're
you are.
taught as actors to have confidence. But
Yeah.
actors are some of the most sensitive people.
Fragile, yeah.
Yeah, because we're putting ourselves out there. We're vulnerable.
Yes.
You know, so we're putting ourselves out there to the world. I remember, you know, as a director, they taught us, you know, when I was in school, they were teaching us when you start directing or whatever, they'd say, you gotta talk to the actor a certain way because you don't want to get in their head. And when you get in their head, you can't get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Actors always say, how'd I do? Did you like that? Was that good? Did you like that? Because they want confirmation. They want validation.
Yes.
You know, it gives them the energy, you know.
Absolutely.
So, and I don't want to say they're sensitive. They're just about their craft. You know what I'm saying? So, but they're taught to have that confidence as well too, though. So a lot of it is confidence. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I mean, everybody in the entertainment scene is emotional to me. I think it's a good thing. I think you can't really be creative unless you have emotional
Attachment to it,
sensitivity
for
to
sure.
it. So
Yeah.
when we hear, you know, people putting everything into it, they are really putting everything into it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it is a beautiful thing to watch, man.
It is. It is. And you can tell someone that really puts their heart and soul into something. As far as that, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They you can tell.
Yeah, hip hop and acting are relative to me because I will sit in here and watch artists go in the booth and they'll put their heart and emotions into everything and they'll come back and listen.
Yeah.
And acting's the same way. They're putting on the
It
screen
is. It is.
and then they're going to review it to make sure that they killed it.
Yeah, it's like when I used to listen to DMX. Now that I'm older, he put his heart and soul into every song he did. You could hear it.
Yep.
You could hear it, man. Especially the first albums, you could hear it.
And that's where my favorite quote about attacking something is Allen Iverson. He said, I got on the court and played every game like it was my last. And that's literally like saying, like, I treated every single game as it was as important as even the NBA finals. I didn't care what we were doing. That's why he was high execution rate.
For sure.
And I think I think people are playing around too much.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are just kind of like, whatever.
Well, I mean, you're
You
going to
know?
get that. I mean, some people want to try their hand in it just to see, you know, and some people don't understand the time that it takes and, you know, how much hours you got to put in. And, you know, some people think it's a get rich quick scheme. Some people think it's a get famous quick scheme. Some people think it's a, you know, and I don't knock it. You know, I tell people, try it.
I remember I was in a one Tubi movie and I won't name the name of it, but basically they contacted me and they're like, we're going to pay you this much.
Yeah.
And then they gave me a list of every other actor that was going to be in it. And I realized what they were doing is they were just getting every like star from Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just getting every single person who had 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, and the movie came out, the terrible, even though they promoted it and everything
Right.
else, you can't just put stars together and try to trick the thing.
I think it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I was saying, like I tell people, try your hand in it and you'll see it takes a lot of work and dedication to get to a certain point. I didn't get to where I'm at overnight. This took years of sacrifice. Murder didn't get to where he's at overnight. It took years of sacrifice, years of just blood, sweat, and tears. And like you said, it depends on, we put a lot of people in 211. A lot of celebrities in 211. A lot of celebrities in Buffed Up. I think it's how you use them.
Oh, for sure.
It's how you use them. It's where you
I'm
put them.
talking about people that don't understand the culture at all, that literally come up and they just pick everybody like they're hot, they're hot, they're hot, they're hot.
Okay.
They don't even know how they're going to put the actors in the movie. They just put them in the damn movie.
I give them credit, though. They're trying. I always give people credit. You're trying, man. I can't knock you when you're trying because I know how hard it is to make a film. I know how hard it is, and when you're trying, you
can't trick the system, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
What I'm more so saying is you can't trick your way into the game. You can't be nobody who never directed nothing. Right. Like you said, profit scheme earlier, and that's kind of what I was heading towards. Some people see the film industry as a profit scheme. Like I'm gonna just do this, and then I'm gonna get my money back, but there is an integrity to film and creativity and art that I think needs to be preserved for true artists.
Sure.
If you find a way to make a profit off of it and you have nothing to do with artistry, I kind of find a problem with that a little bit because this is all we got. All we have is entertainment.
Well, I always, when I learned business, I look at things a little differently. I protect, I direct with integrity, all those things. I'm creative, but that's just the passion I have for it.
True.
But if somebody's coming in saying, hey, man, I want to make $200,000 off this film, man, here, do it. And they make it, make another one. You know what I'm saying? Go do it again and go do it again. I'm never going to, I don't look at it like that. I look at it, because what we forget sometimes is that it's still a business.
True.
I don't care how many films Hollywood make. I don't care how many films they make out of Atlanta. I don't care how, it's still about making money.
True.
They still are about a profit. You know what I'm saying? If a film did terrible, they're not coming to make a part 2. I'm talking about financially.
Yes.
If it did terrible financially, very rare do you see a part 2.
True.
Because at the end of the day, and I had to learn this, you don't learn this in school, you learn this on the job. It's still a business, and we're in the business to make money. But there is, obviously, you have to want to make a great film. You got to want to care and have the love and the creativeness of that, because that's why I strive to get better every day as a filmmaker. But yes,
I do see that perspective. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because their producers exist for a reason.
For sure. Not all producers are emotionally attached. Yeah. Probably most of the producers are emotionally attached to the film. They just, it's a business. It's like investing. They're investing in something to get a profit back. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
True, absolutely.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
Is there any projects or anything you want to promote before we sign off?
Nah, man, just go check out McGraw Ave Season 3. It drops every Sunday at 8 on the U-Cult app. She's telling me the U-Cult. My people's been there. U-Cult app, the streaming site. We just opened up our own streaming site, so go and check it out on there. Check out all our other stuff from back in the day. It's on there too. Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Well, I appreciate you doing this, man. I appreciate you guys putting this together. Shout out Moolah Films, man. I've been tapping in with you guys because I knew, from what you guys did from the bottom to the top was just truly, truly inspiring.
Appreciate it.
You give people around the city, not only from Detroit, but I'm sure in many cities, a hope into starting something and just getting involved in something and believing it can turn into something that they never would have imagined because of their competency and their work ethic. So you guys' inspiration as a tier that I hope you guys understand. Everybody's inspired by you guys, and you guys are laying out a blueprint for all these upcoming entertainers to follow, man.
Yeah,
thanks for taking the sacrifice to take the risks to do it, guys. Everybody, McGraw Avenue, man, tap into it. It's a fire-ass series.
Yes,
you never know what's going to happen in McGraw. And every time I'm watching, I'm at the damn edge of my seat. And stop leaving me on a hook, man. I want to just conclude.
All right, I got you. My bad.
Our Parallel Sound Studio, Television, Shooting Productions, Raw Piece. Fire heat.
Hey, check it out. If you don't get your ass up and get out there and make it happen, then don't cry later on when it don't happen.
And they're going to put me in Buffed Up 2 as a sneaker cleaner.
We are going to try to put him in Buffed Up 2 as a sneaker cleaner.
You're going to see me in the background, like 30 yards back. Like
we got to make that happen.
Some shoes. All right, peace.